Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. It is July the 8th. We just got through the 4th of July holiday and weekend. I hope everybody still has all their digits, right? And had a good sort of a vacation, I guess. Yeah, I got to hang out with a friend of mine. Like I said, I didn't do much in the way of videos last week. I think I only did Monday. I had a friend of mine who has two different types of cancer, and so got to spend some time with him and went to the fireworks. Spent some time with my little nephew. He's like 3. He's a little firecracker, so that was fun. You know, spent some time with family, friends, essentially. I hope all of you got a chance to do the same. Yeah, a lot of stuff that I want to get to this week. I had a couple of topics that I kind of wanted to go over, but this one, first and foremost, and before I get into today's video, again, as the little ticker says, don't forget to check out my recommended tools and services in the description down below. If there's something there that's not listed, I have others, favorites that I have. And if it's something that I don't use, I usually know somebody who has a recommendation. I can get that for you. That being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video, which is, well, it's kind of empowers carriers to challenge federal regulations, right? A recent U.S. Supreme Court decision has potentially shifted the balance of power between federal regulators and the trucking industry, right? Giving carriers more leverage to challenge rules they deem unfair or overreaching, okay? And I know for some of you that are probably drivers or company owners, you're probably going, tell me more, Tim. Well, let's get into some key points on this, all right? The Supreme Court overturns 40-year-old legal doctrine favoring federal agencies. Okay, trucking companies may now have stronger footing to contest FMCSA regulations and potential impacts on emission standards, safety rules, and labor regulations. Right? So, why does all this matter? Okay, number one, enhanced legal standing. All right, freight carriers may now have a stronger position when challenging regulations they deem unreasonable or overreaching. Number two, regulatory scrutiny. Agencies like the FMCSA may need to provide more robust justifications for new rules, right? I think that's been kind of a pain point for the industry is, the FMCSA kind of can willy-nilly, just sort of, throw stuff at us and, whenever they want, but now they're going to have to justify why they want to, implement new rules, right? And this will potentially slow the regulatory process, okay? Number three, increased litigation. The ruling could lead to a surge in legal challenges against existing and future regulations. And number four, policy uncertainty. The overturning of Chevron may create a period of uncertainty as courts reinterpret existing regulations without agency deference. Okay. And kind of with that being said, we're going to kind of look at some expert insights, industry reactions, things like that. Matthew Leffler, a supply chain legal expert, explains the significance of the ruling. And he's quoted as saying the rationale behind excuse me. Can you tell I'm kind of jazzed up for this week? A lot of great stuff I'm looking forward to getting done this week. The rationale behind Chevron deference is to acknowledge the expertise and specialized role of federal agencies in interpreting and administering complex regulatory schemes. All right. This deference gives agencies significant power to shape policy through their interpretations of ambiguous laws. But all that is changing with a 6-3 decision with Justice Roberts writing for the majority. The court concluded that Chevron deference should have been used to begin with, overturning the Chevron decision. Okay. Some industry reactions. The OOIDA stated the U.S. Supreme Court's overturning of the Chevron doctrine will undoubtedly have significant ramifications on federal regulations that affect the trucking industry. Ken Nahagan, I apologize if I slaughtered that name, Balancing Project co-founder, noted this gives companies options. It gives them a voice again if they need to challenge their regulator. Okay. From a trucker's perspective, some truckers are seeing the ruling as potentially beneficial, particularly for smaller carriers and owner operators. One trucker noted, if the law needs changed, it's Congress's job to do it, not the special interests of executive branch, regardless of what party is in office. Okay. However, others expressed concerns about potential inconsistencies across states and the concentration of power in the judicial branch. All right. So looking ahead, while the impact of this ruling remains to be seen, it's clear that the freight industry is entering a new era of regulatory interpretation. As Mark Rouge, an attorney with K&L Gates, states, the entire policy life cycle, bill writing, regulatory interpretations, and judicial interpretations will be impacted by today's decision. The only remaining question is how much. So let me know your thoughts on this. Are you for or against? I guess I'm probably going to see more votes for this, comments on this, but I do think that it's good. I think, like many kind of stated there, that were quoted, there's still some uncertainty there, as far as the impact on this, but yeah, I think that it's kind of a step in the right direction for the trucking industry. Let me know your thoughts, right? I love getting everybody's feedback on things. So if you have any kind of a comment, obviously keep it clean. But yeah, I love reading everybody's comments, replying, and that kind of a thing. Again, I hope everybody had a really great weekend. There's probably some of you out there that were still, running and that, and we appreciate you for doing what you do, right? True professionals out there. And yeah, without you, we wouldn't have been able to have, our days out there. So big shout out to you that worked through the holiday. And hopefully you were able to enjoy it, at least to some extent. With that, I'm going to go ahead and close this down. Again, don't forget to check out my recommended tools and services in the description down below. And if you need anything, have any questions, just want to reach out to me. If you have anything that you want to share that you would like me to talk about in a future video, feel free to email me, freightmasterresources@gmail.com. You can remain anonymous if you would like. If you would like to come on the show and discuss, anything going on in the industry, concerns, things like that, feel free to email me. I'd love to have you on. All right. So with that, I will go ahead and sign off. And as always, be kind to one another. Bye-bye now.